Hi guys. So in this video, I will be talking about campus hiring 2026 by Cognizant. So Cognizant announced the campus hiring for this year in many colleges. Okay, in many colleges, the hirings are started for Cognizant. Okay, and I hope the first date of the examination is around 20th of August. So after 20th of August, there are the timelines are announced for Cognizant hiring, Cognizant GenC, Cognizant GenC Next, Cognizant GenC Pro hiring. Okay, if you want to practice for Cognizant GenC, if you want to crack Cognizant, okay, then there are a lot of things we need to discuss. Let's discuss about Cognizant hiring 2026. There are total three profiles: GenC, GenC Pro, and GenC Next. GenC Next will be programmer analyst, GenC Pro will be programmer analyst, and GenC will be programmer analyst trainee. Okay. First of all, I just want to share with you guys, if you want to enroll in mock test, the link of the mock test will be in the description. So you can join the mock test. If you guys can see here, Cognizant GenC mock test. Okay. So in Cognizant GenC mock test, you can enroll. The price is very less, only 80 rupees. But soon we will be increasing the price because we will be adding more content here. So here you will be getting two mock tests for the aptitude. Okay, aptitude test, gamified assessment, aptitude test, gamified assessment. This is the exact test and exact assessment which you will be getting. Then technical assessment one, technical assessment two. So technical assessment also two mock tests you will be getting, and then actual questions from this year. So actual previous year questions of coding, SQL, and web-based questions you will be getting here. Then practice aptitude questions, like practice test for aptitude also you will be getting here. Okay, and then game based questions videos will be there which you can use for practice. Okay, so this currently this is the mock test for which you can enroll and you can start your preparation. Okay, previous year questions are also provided for some questions. Okay, so you can start. So in this you can definitely enroll, the link will be in the description. Now, starting with the hiring details. So if you guys can see here, it is campus hiring 2026 for three profiles. Why Cognizant? All the details are mentioned here. The GenC benefit, higher education, digital honors program, and no service bonds. Okay. Now, talking about the hiring process and tentative dates. Okay. So this is some important part which I will start. The first stage is definitely registration. Okay. Registration will be there. After registration, there is the process called screening. Okay, so in screening process they will be checking if you are meeting the basic eligibility criteria. Okay, basic eligibility criteria. If you are meeting the basic eligibility criteria, definitely they guys will be screening you and you will be moving forward with communication and aptitude assessment. This will be your first assessment, which will be communication assessment and aptitude assessment. Okay, now you will ask me, sir, if you'll buy your mock test, where is communication assessment to practice? So first time, no one can provide the communication assessment on a mock test, but we will provide you communication assessment also for practice. Okay, so by today only I will be adding the communication assessment in the test. Okay, so that we worked hard to add here, so you can practice the communication assessment also. Okay, so we will be adding the communication assessment also in the test today. Okay, then there is technical assessment round 2, so which I also mentioned, it is also mentioned in our test, technical assessment 1 and technical assessment 2. Okay, then there is technical interview, Cognizant GenC, GenC or Pro, and letter of intent. Okay. So first there will be communication assessment and aptitude assessment that we will discuss in detail. Okay. So first of all, talking about the eligibility criteria, 2026 graduates with B Tech, ME, MTech streams such as leather technology, food technology, fashion technology are excluded. Applying candidates for GenC Pro roles should have consistent academic record with a minimum of 60% in 10th, 12th diploma, UG, and PG. To be eligible for GenC, next applicant should have a minimum 70% in 10, 12 diploma, UG and PG. So for GenC and GenC Pro, the criteria is 60%. For GenC Next, the criteria is 70%. Okay. Applicant with standing areas are not eligible. Flexible to work from any Cognizant office. Location is given. Shift timing and technology is mandatory. Opportunities is open for all Indian national OCI who is currently residing in India. Mandatory requirements for registration: resume attached with latest photograph, size photograph, industry accredited certificate if available. Kindly upload your recent photograph in Superset platform. First of all, I want to tell you guys, if you want to get selected for Gen Z next, okay, mostly they look for some certifications. Okay, if you have any certificate, please upload the certificate. If you have certificate in cyber security, very very important, because cyber security they prefer for Cognizant GenC next. If you have certification in anything, like if you have in DevOps, if you have in web development, if any kind of certification if you have done, then please upload your certification in the registration. Okay, then coming to the mandatory documents for interview. So all academic documents including college ID card, 10, 12, diploma, UGPG mark sheet. Mandatory documents for onboarding is PAN card, voter ID and Aadhaar card. Okay. Now talking about important notes for registration. This is very very important. Cluster 1 is a default cluster for technical assessment and candidates will be evaluated on below skills: Java, ANSI SQL, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Okay. So basically there are options that you can choose the technical cluster. Okay, so based on the technical cluster, actually your assessment will change. So if you will choose Java cluster, you will be getting the coding questions. Okay, coding questions on Java. If you will choose the second cluster, cluster 2 or cluster 3, you will be getting the coding question on Python or on C sharp. So depending on clusters, you will be getting the coding question. Okay, so in technical assessment, basically there are total two coding questions which you need to solve. Depending upon your cluster, you will be getting the coding question. Cluster 1 is the default cluster. If you want to choose cluster 2 or cluster 3, you can choose. In cluster 2, there is Python, ANSI SQL, Cloud Fundamentals. In cluster 3, there is C sharp, ANSI SQL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We will discuss about this also in the test pattern. Okay. But you need to register for a cluster. Default is the cluster 1. So you will be getting the technical assessment on cluster 1 if you will choose the default cluster. Okay. Kindly note the final decision of mapping the skill cluster for technical assessment is the sole discretion of Cognizant. If application is selected, the application should be flexible to learn any skill. Okay. Enter the appropriate start and end date full academic qualification including 10, 12th diploma, UG, PG, 10th completion year 2020, 12th completion year 2022 and UG will be 2022 to 2026. So this they have mentioned, and other details you can mention, read here. Okay. So first of all, we will just discuss about the assessment. Okay. So first of all, if you guys know, there is communication assessment. Okay, communication assessment. Now, what is communication assessment? So in basically communication assessment, it will be a kind of version test in which your communication skills will be tested. There will be questions like read and repeat. Okay, listen and answer, listen and answer. Okay, and also there will be questions like you will be getting the paragraph. Basing on the paragraph, you need to give the answers. You will be giving a topic, and based on the topic you need to give an answer. Now to practice that, we will be providing you everything to practice this communication assessment. We will be providing one sample assessment in the mock test today. Okay, I will be adding the sample assessment today. Again, I am repeating, the price will be increased soon to 100 rupees. Today it is 80 rupees. Okay, so enroll today, because by tomorrow the price will be 100 rupees. So we will be adding the communication assessment also today, which you can use for practice. Then there is aptitude test. Okay, aptitude test is divided into total two parts. First one is basically your quantitative aptitude. Second is game based assessment. In quantitative aptitude, you will be getting questions. Okay, you will be it will be a total 80 minutes assessment. 80 minutes assessment. Okay, in the quantitative aptitude, you will be getting the easy medium questions, basically on data interpretation and quant. Okay, data interpretation and quant. So we are providing you the questions, right? So mock test 1 you will be getting the aptitude test, mock test 2 you will be getting the aptitude test. Also for practice there are a lot of tests available. So practice questions from aptitude, there are a lot of mock tests available for practice. We will be adding some more tests here which you can do for practice. Okay, so we will be adding some more tests here for practice. Okay, now in the gamified assessment, there will be game based question. Okay, game based question. So game based questions also for basic practice we have provided in the mock test, but game based question you need to practice more. Okay, you need to actually practice more for game based question because it is simple. First they will be providing you some instructions. Based on the instructions you will be playing some games, and there will be some game based questions like sudoku, motion games, like that. Okay, but we are also providing that in the mock test. Okay, then if you will clear this, you will be getting the technical assessment. Now in technical assessment, based on your cluster, you will be getting total two coding questions, two SQL question, and one web based question. So two coding question will be of easy medium level, two SQL question medium level, and then one web based questions you will be also getting. So web based question will be a problem in which you need to design something, you need to do something on web development. Or cloud fundamental, based on your cluster. If you are cluster 2, if you have cluster 2, then you will be getting cloud fundamental, otherwise you will be getting the web based question. Okay, so this will be the technical assessment. Then after that there will be interviews. So interviews we will discuss later. Also the pattern we will discuss in very detailed manner soon. Okay, make sure to like this video, and also mock test link will be in the description in which you can enroll. Thank you so much for watching.